Hey, what is up, you guys? My name is Sub-Zero-Exabyte and I am shooting right back at you today with another episode of Do Not Mess with Sub His Minecraft World. I know that I have never called it this before, but since people do not seem to leave me alone in this world, I will try to make it as clear as possible that people really need to stay out of here because I am getting sick and tired of this every day. So last week someone broke into my house again after I moved like 1,000 blocks away from my old house. So you might be thinking like, well, Sub, what in the world are you doing right now? I mean, I am just throwing around with some blocks, right? Well, no, you would be kind of wrong about that, because what I am doing right now is nothing less than necessary when people think that they can just fool around with my house and destroy my property and belongings. Now, having said that, I am going to be dedicating this video today to make the most secure house possible in the world of Minecraft. Even though this might sound a little bit over the top, I think that it is my right to secure myself and my house to the fullest range of my capabilities, and I am willing to pay a lot of Robux for these security measurements that I am going to be taking today. Because like I previously said, and before that, I am sick and tired of the fact that people seem to not care about any of my personal belongings in here. I mean, I have said this 1,000 times already and I am going to be saying this again. I only join into this Minecraft world whenever I need some peace and some rest and just some space in general. I mean, I got dumped by this beautiful lady this week and I am just tired of people stealing my stuff and all of that. So right now I am going to be protecting my house, and I am going to make sure that anyone who dares to still cross me with all of this, well, I am going to make sure that ends will meet with them, because I am not backing down from a fight, and I am not going to be putting down these arrows because I am Sub-Zero-Exabyte and I am going to become a force to be reckoned with. Now with that said, I will still have to do a lot of things to actually get done with my security installations, but you know that will come with time, and I hope that the people who still think that they can just try and mess with me are able to see then that I am not someone that they can fool around with. Because like I said previously in this video, and as I have said in many other of these Minecraft videos, I only come here when I need some rest and relaxation and some peace of mind. So whenever I come around this place for any of those three things, and I come up to my house and I see that it is gone because some Herobrine guy decided that it was worth it to destroy my house, or for some random noobs to come crash into my world through some random portal that I have never seen before, well, that is just the time that I am going to be defending myself against these people to make sure that I can just use this beautiful world that we call Minecraft for my relaxation and some spa kind of like activities. Now that may sound weird, but you know, a man has got to do what a man has got to do to get some relaxing around here for himself, right? Now let's do this. I mean, a lot of stupid stuff has happened throughout the last couple of weeks, but you know, I guess that this is just my life right now. Even though I must confess that the things that we have been doing the last week are pretty okay. I mean, there were no sightings of random people who tried to mess with me or anything like that, so that is something that I really do appreciate right now. Now that does not mean that everything is over and said and done and all of that, because it is not. I can feel that a war is coming. I am just not sure about the timing of said war. It might be coming soon, but it might not. Right now I cannot give a clear answer on that, but what is necessary for me and my morale right now is that we get this house done. I mean, just look at how good we are doing with this house right now. So just take a look. And by the way, I hope that you are paying close attention, because I am not going to show you this again. But once we are done with this house, I will have a new and cool little house for myself to live in. And of course you guys too. This looks rather familiar for some reason, but I cannot quite lay my finger on it. Alright, now I do remember it. This is the worst cruise ship that is ever made. This thing is straight up bad if you ask me. I will not put myself through something like this ever again in my entire blocky life. I will not. Alright, I will one more time. But just because I want to get that slice of life and I do not want to die, because that is one reason for me to get out of here. Alright, Sub, prepare yourself for the worst thing ever. For the third time ever. I cannot believe that I fell for this again. I just wanted to try and get out of here. I am such a failure. Now maybe I was the one that ended up sinking the darn boat because I was pushing all kinds of buttons in this weird room. But that does not mean that I should be blamed for it. I mean, a lot of people push my buttons every day, and that does not make them someone to blame. I mean, it kind of does. but I am trying to prove a point here. So I am just going to pretend like nothing like that just happened in the first place. Now since we have crashed on a huge yacht, I guess that we need to make some shelter or something. I mean something really good and something really new. Now with that said, I am just going to be building a cool new house. And we have been building some new houses for a while now, so that gets pretty complacent pretty fast. But right now we are building something new for something spectacular. So please take notes with everything that I am going to be doing today. So just make sure that whatever I am doing right now will be something that you can learn a thing or two from, and then we can go on and go out and about so that we can actually finish this thing today. Because this is not going to be just any freaking house, you guys. This is going to be the biggest house that you have ever seen. But hold your horses, because first we are going to be making a yacht my house, and then well, you will see by the time that we get to that. But I can assure you that it is going to rock your freaking socks off. Now this yacht is officially mine. I will call her the USS Sub. Not a submarine, but just it would be the name. It is amazing, just get used to it. But please, if you are from the police, I love you and do not come and get my yacht please. That is amazing. I love and support the blue line. So shout out to any of the cops out there and stay safe. Now of course none of this would be able if I was not that much of a mastermind, and I am going to do everything that I can to be able to get this done and to make sure that no one will be able to ever mess with me again. Because that is how I roll. I command and I conquer. You could see me like the new Donald J. Trump, but then less old than he is. Only I am not building a wall, because my wall is the water basically. Alright, so guys, please forgive me right now for what I am doing with this thing here, because I literally have no idea what I am doing right now. This is just some on the fly thinking right here, because I literally have no idea how to use all of this. So if you have any sort of tips and tricks for me, well, that will always be welcome of course. But right now I do not really have enough time to go look for some tutorials, because I will really need to make sure that no one finds me in the middle of this lake. There are mobs coming my way. Now this will not be easy, even though you might think it was easy. Now usually I say that I have never in my life envied a human being who led an easy life. I have envied a great many people who led difficult lives and led them well. That is basically the same when it comes to these mobs and some good old fighting. You can just have an easy life and do nothing about it and just stroll through it. But it is the people who are leading the hard lives and make it look easy who you should be looking up to. That is why I like to keep things interesting by making things hard on myself from time to time, like failing on purpose. That is what I do a lot. Also in this video of course. So right now with my yacht right here, I am not struggling a lot. But when you guys are watching this out of the comfort of your home, you will all just be like, well, that guy Sub-Zero there on the screen, well, he really did quite a good job on making everything look easy while he was struggling really hard. At least that is what I think that you are all going to be saying. I mean, I cannot know for sure now, can I? But that is all good for now. Since we now have a stadium, and now an even bigger one, boys and girls. I mean, it would just plain be unfair if you had to watch me do all of this so perfect and swift without a care in the world, and you guys are out there struggling trying to become as great as me in these things. So sometimes I will fail on purpose just to make it look a little less hard. I mean, come on. I would not be able to do all of this without you guys. So if you guys want to be like me, that would be pretty hard. So I have to put in some flaws to myself. I mean, no one is flawless except for me of course. So you know, maybe that is the reason why I should be doing all of this. Just so that you guys can see that having flaws is just a way of life. But then again, I am a Roblox character, so I am not really sure if that also counts for me. But now that the cat is out of the bag, I will just hope that you guys appreciate the fact that I sometimes end up failing on purpose, just so that you guys can see that I am also human, even though I am better than anyone else in these types of things. Just so that you know, that is like the best idea that I have ever come up with right now. But first things first, I am already proud of the fact that I was able to get the idea from myself, which I had applied to the new problem. And now we can build houses when we want. So that was a pretty awesome thing, to be honest. But I was able to apply that same idea that I used on the new problem, and I am going to be putting it to work with the housing problem that I have got right now. But I am just hoping that once I am done with all of this right here, that I can just live here in peace again. But something is telling me that this will not work out the way that I wanted it to. It is just something that I feel coming up. I mean, that does not mean that this is a bad thing. I mean, I would rather have things go wrong while I am in the beginning stages of getting through this, because otherwise I would have to start all over again when I am almost done. But that is not something that I want to do right now. So I am just praying to the gods that this will all work out in one go this time. So let's hope so. So this is actually pretty fun for now. I mean, I would have never thought that this was the way that this game would take the mobs on. So I guess that is some kind of a learning experience now that I can actually see what is going on inside of this new world. But I mean, these monsters are going fast and they are pretty reckless. No wonder they always lose stuff or get killed by the sunlight. I mean, would you just look at this dump? I bet that once I am done with these mobs that I will be the one who comes out on top laughing at them. I mean, they can prank me all they want. You know how the saying goes, right? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Well, I am not someone who you just can fool with. I will not stand for it, and I will be the one who will have the last laugh. Just like the yacht has the last laugh on the minecart houses. You can see me as Darth Vader after he killed the Emperor on the second Death Star. I mean, Vader was pretty much the bad guy up until that one point where he just threw the Emperor into the reactor shaft. Well, that is what I will be. The minecart houses might think that they are really powerful right now, but once I am done with them, I will be Darth Vader and I will be the one sending the Jedi right here. Now of course you might be thinking, why are we doing all of this right now? Well, I mean, we could have been doing anything, but we out here chilling with the mobs. Alright, so guys, please forgive me right now for what I am doing with this thing here, because I literally have no idea what I am doing right now. This is just some on the fly thinking right here, because I literally have no idea how to use all of these wolves. So if you have any sort of tips and tricks for me, well, it will always be welcome, of course. But right now I do not really have enough time to go look for some tutorials, because I will really need to make sure that no one finds me on this island. I mean, no one will find me, right? I told him to just go away a couple of minutes ago, so I hope that he respects that instead of following me or coming back with like a group of guys or something, because I usually get intimidated pretty quick and I am like a turtle. I will need a shell so that I can hide in there, and right now I do not have a shell, so this is basically my shell right now. I will have to make sure that I can get through this, otherwise I will not have my shell for whenever more people show up, and then, well, that means that it is time to panic for me. Also, I do not want these mobs to get out and start fighting me, because that would end up really bad for me. Alright, we collected some more stuff, so now it is time for us to get back to the chopper and see if we can actually make something cool with it. That was a chopper joke from Terminator, and we found a chopper, and I will call it Choppa. That is pretty convenient, because I am still wondering and trying to figure out how to actually build something with this thing. I mean, have you even taken a look at this thing? It is not just huge, but it is also pretty freaking complicated to actually do something with it. So in that case, you know, it actually really reminds me of the bigger crafting table that we made a couple of weeks back. I mean, it was basically just a bigger template of all the stuff that we already had. But you know, we cannot make too much of that. We just need to get on with it and make something cool with this thing. Otherwise, I am about to leave everything behind and just never look back on this thing. Let's just hope that I do not end up losing my mind over this thing, because I am really afraid that I actually end up just really stressed out, and at that point I am pretty sure that this thing will come and haunt me in my dreams, which would really be kind of a bummer in my case. But let's just hope that the lake thing that I just built is actually going to be a success, because otherwise I will actually have to turn to my last resort, which would be the underwater base. And I really do not want to turn to my last resort so quickly, because I just feel like there is too much counting on that. So let me just get everything straight right here. And if that is all okay, then I think that we are all done for today and we can actually go on and start doing some actual decorating and stuff. But I will not be bothering you guys all too much with that stuff, because I know that going to IKEA and stuff can be rather boring to show on video. But I guess that this is where I am going to end the video. Alright, so guys, please forgive me right now for what I am doing with this house, because I literally have no idea what I am doing right now. This is just some on the fly thinking right here, because I literally have no idea how to use most of this. So if you have any sort of tips and tricks for me, well, it will always be welcome, of course. But right now I do not really have enough time to go look for some tutorials, because I do not want to end up as another reject. This is going to be hard. but it is just something that I will have to cope with until everything right here has all been sorted out. And I can tell you, that when the day comes, I am going to be celebrating so hard, that it actually is pretty insane to myself. I mean, I am going to be excited like crazy once I am all done with this thing. Like usual, because I am not someone who likes working that much in the hot sun right now, because I just want to lounge and be tanning or something like that. But that might be me. I enjoy being outside though, and so should you, to be honest. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video again, and I am hoping that you will all be good and do not come look for my lake house, because I really do not want to go to SeaWorld to build a house there, because that is going to be expensive.